Okay, let's start.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We'll do some meaning still for 5 minutes and then we'll start. Fascinated?
Fashionable or modern?
Not modern.
Crazy.
Uh, uh, Crazy, not crazy. What's the other word you said besides modern? Fascinated.
Sir, interesting.
Yes, interesting. Okay, I want to do something. So please tell me what are the differences between these two things. I was fascinated. I was fascinating. They don't make sense. Let me make a bit. So tell me the difference between these two. Anyone? I'm fascinated. I'm fascinating.
Can I explain in Hindi?
Okay, do it in Hindi, then I'll translate.
I was fascinated means I was like मैं interested था किसी काम के लिए and I was fascinating means मैं किसी काम करने के लिए interested like I'm taking interest in that particular work.
No, then it's the same thing. Both the meanings were the same. Preeti, weren't they?
अगर tense के हिसाब से देखें तो
Tense is the same. Tense is the past tense.
The
It's
first one is magic, I guess.
wait. Just give me 1 second. It is 34th reading, second passage, volume 2. 34th reading, volume 2, second passage. Yes. Can you repeat now? The other person, Arzu? Anything? Nisha. Who's saying?
Yeah, so I was saying about fascinated means to magic or something like.
No, okay. I do the difference between these two.
So I am bored, matlab कि मैं bored already. It's done, like it's in past. और boring मतलब हो रहा हूँ like.
Okay. No. Both are present. I am. Can you see the am in both of them?
Yeah, right. Sorry, sir.
मैं boring हूँ और मैं bore हो रही हूँ.
Who?
Boring हूँ like I am boring or like
I'm already bored and I'm boring.
I am boring का मतलब से ये हो गया जैसे I am player वैसे I am boring like I'm a person who is boring.
Yes. And I am bored means at the moment I am bored. So
Yes.
I am boring is a quality of a person. The person is boring. And I am bored means at that time he's feeling bored. This is not the quality of the person. It's a feeling that he has right now. I am boring is telling the quality of this person. I am fascinating. I was fascinating means I was very interesting. If you take the meaning of fascinated to be interesting, just hold on. If you take the meaning of fascinating to be interesting, I was fascinating means you were an interesting person. I was an interesting person. Fascinating person. I was fascinated means I was interested. I was impressed with something. Fascinating means impressed. Like it grabbed my attention. Fascinated means something that grabbing your attention. So I was fascinated means something grabbed my attention. I was fascinating means I was grabbing people's attention. I was so fascinating. I had this quality. So are you clear with this? I am boring means the person is boring. I am bored means at the moment he's bored. He's not a boring person. At that moment, he's boring. Is it clear? The difference? Is it clear? Or should I explain again? Please tell me.
It's clear, sir. It's clear.
Okay. If anyone has a doubt, please ask right now. Otherwise, I'm going ahead.
Sir, I am bored means like that that is feeling, and I am boring, that is quality.
Yes. I am boring person. I'm a boring person. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to the next one. I'm going to mute everyone. Let unmute when you want to talk. Okay. Because there's disturbance. I don't know. There's some problem at my end. So maybe that's why. Sound propagation. Anyone? What's the meaning of propagation in English? Kashish, I'll explain again. Just hold on. Propagation. I'll do it again. Tanvika, I'll do it. Just hold on.
Propagation means pass on.
Yes, better word.
Multiply in number.
Multiply number. Yes, good. Here, what does it mean? Sound propagation.
Sound multiplication means
No.
something like that.
Think of a better word. Sound instead of multiplication. What would be the word? Yes, travel. But
Sir, we can say that spreading.
yes, spreading is the word I was looking for. Spread of sound. Propagation means spread of something. So it's multiplication in the way that you spread something, you propagate. So it's correct. Multiply is also correct. But here, if you had to say a meaning, I would have preferred spread. Is it clear, this word? Propagation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll come back to these two words. See, look at this word. I am bored. Like, for example, right now you're feeling what? This is a feeling. Right now you're feeling what? Bored. So that's what it means. I was fascinated means right at that moment you were fascinated with something. You were impressed with something. Something was like grabbing your attention. For example, I was fascinated uh, with the TV, with the program, meaning you liked the program very much. You were fascinated with the TV program, like that. So that's a feeling you have. I was fascinated. I was fascinating means that it's your quality. You're not feeling that right now. You are a fascinating person. Like you are a person who grabs others' attention. He's a fascinating personality. Means what kind of a person he is? He fascinates other people. So the person is fascinating. He's not feeling fascinated with something else. He is a fascinating person. Okay. So normally we don't use ing with people. We use like with things like the book is fascinating. So the
I'm
book,
sorry, I'm little late.
yes,
I want to know you are Makka ma'am or anyone else?
I'm her son.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So the book was fascinating means the book is the difference clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tanvika, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's go. And the meaning of fascinating is something that grabs your attention. Fascinated grabs your fascinating is something that grabs your attention. Okay, we'll do the meanings later. We'll switch on to the questions now, and we'll come back to the questions, meanings. Okay. The 14th question sounds very easy to me. I've done this a million times. Can someone do it today? How would we do it? Alka, you want to do it?
Good morning, sir. Yes.
Go ahead.
14th one. In the past, difficulties of research carried out on moon were much easier than that of the oceans. So it's talking about past,
Yes.
where the difficulties of research uh, carried out on moon were not that much easier than that of the ocean.
But easier
So
means
not
what?
easy.
Yes. Okay. So
Not easy.
research on moon was easier than the oceans. If research on moon was easier, then the answer is true. Right? And how is it false?
If it were not much easier,
What would it be?
um,
Difficulties?
Difficult.
Yeah,
you
more
can say.
difficult.
Yeah.
If
More difficult.
see, if moon is easier than oceans, then the answer is true. If oceans is easier than moon or moon is difficult than ocean, then the answer is false.
False.
Yeah. Is it clear?
Yes,
for
sir.
everyone? Okay, so let's find out where the research was easier. Was it easier on the moon or was it easier on the oceans? We need a comparison between them and a comparison in the research done, where the research was easier. So let's start with the first paragraph. Alka, we'll give the opportunity to Alka. You can try the next ones. Okay, Alka, go ahead, read.
So I can see this in the passage 1.
Yes.
The ocean of Earth covered more than 70% of the surface. Still quite new. It's talking about we knew less about their depths than we did about the surface of the moon. Distant as it is, the moon has been far more accessible to study. So is this the line?
Yes, that's a comparison line. Yes, which line is it?
Yes. So it's talking about distant as it is, the moon has been far more accessible
To study,
to
right.
study because yes,
You're right. So what is easier, moon? What are they comparing with? Can you tell me?
it's comparing with the ocean
Ocean.
How do you know that?
because in the beginning the ocean of Earth covers more than 70%. So
Very, very, very good. So you did a very good job. So the oceans of the earth cover more than 70%. And here we have a comparison word, which is more. So you know you're comparing with something. So it's perfectly done. And I'm really happy. So what's easier? Moon is easier. And when moon is easier, studying the moon is easier, then the answer was going to be a true, I think. Right? That's what we wrote.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If moon is easier than true and ocean's easier moon. So the first one is the right thing. So our answer should be true. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Anyone have a doubt?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, moving forward.
Thank you, sir.
Next, who wants to do the next one? Anyone wants to try the next one? I'm there to help. Just try. Okay, Harjot, you want to go ahead? Second one?
Yes,
Okay, try.
the same light technology. So the if light is different from technology, so false. Is if
Read the whole
same,
thing
so true.
first. Read the whole thing
The
first.
same the
Yes.
same light technology used on investigation of moon can be employed in the field of ocean.
Okay.
If the light is different from technology, false.
No,
If
light
in the
is not
same
different.
field,
You're comparing the
if
wrong things. What should be compared? You're comparing the wrong, not light with technology. Somewhere else.
field is different
Yes. Which fields?
of ocean,
And the second thing,
moon,
moon. If the same technology can be used in moon and ocean, then the answer is true.
true,
True.
If the technology on moon and ocean is different, then the answer is
false.
false. Is it clear? If the same
Yes.
technology can be used, then we'll say true. If different technologies, if same technologies cannot be used, if we need different technologies, then the answer is false.
It can be used for ocean.
If it can be used, the same technology can be used, we'll mark true. If different have to be used, then we'll mark false. So let's see
Yeah.
if the technologies needed are the same or different. So let's find out. We'll continue in the first passage itself. Okay. Let Harjot do it, please. That's a request. Okay, go ahead, Harjot.
It's false.
Okay, you think it's false. Good. What about others? Harjot, what do you think? What is the keyword you're looking for?
Light which can travel trillions of miles through the vast vacuum of space cannot be penetrated very far in seawater.
Okay. So okay. So it's a good answer from here. First of all, the keyword was supposed to be light. So there was light here. And they're talking about technologies only. When you read, you come to know no analogous instruments were available to study for the study of Earth's ocean. Light, which can travel millions of miles through the vast vacuum of space, cannot penetrate very far in seawater. So they're comparing seawater and space, and they're saying the light cannot be used. Light can be used in space, but it cannot penetrate very far in the seawater. It cannot be used in seawater. So the answer is false, because the question says same technology can be used, but no, same technology cannot be used. We have to use different technologies. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. You want an example for not given? Anything you change, that'll be not given. If it's not mentioned, whether it's same or different than not given. For not given, you don't think about not given. Let it come. Tanvika will come to know when it's not given. Let an example come. Okay. Now this is a bit more confusing for me, but let's see if you can do it. 16th. Can someone tell me what's the confusion? Can someone do this? And I hope
Research on the depth of
Sir,
ocean by
16 one?
method
16th.
Yes, research on the depth of ocean by method of sound wave is more time consuming. So if the experiment or if the research take
research
less time, then
on the
it
depth
would be
of
false.
ocean by
And
method
if
of wave even more.
Okay. If it takes less time, we'll give the chance to Bhavesh. I'll give the next question to you, Chanan. Okay. So if it takes less time, then the answer is false. If it takes more time, the answer is true. Bhavesh, my question is, takes more time than what? More time consuming, I'm clear. But then what? They're comparing with what? That is my confusion.
research on the
Depth of ocean.
Sir, method of sound waves?
Then some other method?
Yes.
Yes. But it can also be ocean and air. Can it be a comparison between ocean and air?
Sir, ocean and sound,
Ocean
we
and
can compare.
space. Can
Yes,
we compare
yes,
ocean and space also, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So the problem with this question for me is there is no, I don't know the time consumption is comparing with what. So I have a problem here, but we'll still try to do it. So research on the depth of the ocean by sound wave is more time consuming. So what's the keyword you're going to take, Bhavesh?
Sir, time consuming, more time consuming.
A keyword. What are you going to look for? Which word?
Um,
Location. To find the location.
depth of
Method of
ocean
I think,
or
sir, sound wave.
method of
Depth
Sound
of
wave.
ocean is a good one. Sound wave, method of sound wave is also a good thing. Okay, let's find depth of ocean by sound wave. Okay, good. We'll start with the B paragraph. Yes.
yes, sir.
We have sound here. Find depth of ocean.
Yes. Sound wave travel. Sir, long tube, head of a long tube in the water and the place outer extremely to your air.
Which line here?
Third one, yes.
If you cause your ship to stop and place the head of a long tube and place you will hear ships as a gated. It's nothing about time, right? So this will be not given. You'll hear ships at a longer great distance. That's okay.
But
With
sir,
the-
yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes, but I think in the end, what these investigators demonstrate was the water, whether fresh or salt, is an excellent medium for sound, transmitting it almost 5 times faster than its speeds in air.
So you get it. They're comparing water and
Space. Air.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And that was my issue. You remember? So, but here
Yes,
it's
sir.
okay. So, and they're saying what is faster? Water is faster than?
Air.
So
5 times faster than air.
yes. So let's see what the question said. Question said, ocean is more time consuming. So what would you mark?
Ocean. False, sir.
False. There that said water is faster. Here it's saying water is 5 times faster. Meaning water is more time consuming. Air is more time consuming.
Yes.
Okay. But again, I have a problem with this question. I hope that's clear. The problem with this question for me is that I don't know the comparison is with what. If that was more clear than it was written than air, then my answer would have been easier for me. I hope that part is clear for everyone.
Sir, the answer is not given.
Yes, the answer is not given. Why are you marking not given? Tell me.
Sir, there is we are comparing two things. Like we are comparing the ocean and the air in
Yes.
the location, but here the air is missing.
Then what is the comparison with? Think. If it's not with air, I think that part is missing. Okay. If
Yes, sir,
than air
that
was
is
given,
what I am saying.
okay.
The part of air is missing. So
Okay.
answer is not given.
Okay. Let me ask you. Is that a good sentence or no?
Reading is more important, sir. It is like
No.
there is not a
Sir, it's not
comparison.
good.
Like
Yes,
I
there's
don't
a
know,
no
like reading
comparison.
is
Like
more important than what?
Yes.
Like there is,
So
for me, there is a question mark.
yeah, so this is not a good sentence, right?
Yes,
All of you
yes.
know this. So that's the problem with me. I think this question itself is wrong. Okay. So I would have wanted something like than air. You cannot have a line saying more and not tell you what more than what. That's not a good sentence. It's a confusing sentence. It's not a complete sentence. There's one more issue with the sentence that I want to clarify. Um, okay. What do you understand by depth of ocean? Depth of ocean. Anyone?
Is height normally the gap, or sorry, the length, how it is deep on
Yeah. What would be the opposite of depth?
height.
Think depth of ocean and the opposite would be?
surface or no depth?
Yes, surface. So is that clear? Could it have been a comparison between depth and surface? The depth of ocean and the surface of ocean? Like at the depth, it's more time consuming. At the surface, it's less time confusing. You get the point between surface. Surface means at the top of the water. At the top of the water, it takes less time. When you go deeper, it takes more time. Could it have been a comparison between that also? So if it's a comparison between that and surface, my answer should have been not given because I'm not comparing between depth and surface. In the passage, it's comparing between what? It's comparing between sound and ocean and air. If it's a comparison between ocean and air, the answer should be true. If it's a comparison between depth of ocean and surface, the answer will be not given. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
So in the exam, it'll be better. Don't worry now. In the exam, it'll be more clear what they're comparing with and answer accordingly. So is this part clear? Depth and surface and ocean and air? Please mark the appropriate answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go next. Okay, anyone knows the meaning of this word, precipitation?
No, sir.
No?
Could you please explain?
It's
Is
sweating.
rainfall
Rain,
Sweating.
snow.
Precipitation means whatever is
rainfall
coming
category?
from like a snow or rain or
Yes.
hailstone or whatever
Yes.
is coming from,
Yes.
clouds.
Have you studied geography, Nafise?
Excuse me, sir?
Have you studied geography before?
Excuse
you-
me, sir?
Have you studied geography?
Geography? No, sir. Actually, I'm interested in geography.
Okay. So
Yes.
Yes, you're right. What she said is perfectly. Precipitation is any type of rain. It can be in the form of snow, it can be in the form of hail, any type. Precipitation is a common word for all the types of rain, not just rainfall, snowfall, everything. Okay, we use it interchangeably with rainfall also. For a layman, for a common person, precipitation is rainfall. But if you go technicality, if you go to the technical form, then it's any type of rainfall. That's the difference between precipitation and rainfall. So what's the question saying? This technology is able to detect the category of precipitation. How would it be false? Anyone?
Able
Is
to
not
detect or not
able
able
to
to
detect.
detect?
So if
If it is
it's
not able
unable
to
to
detect,
detect,
Perfect.
unable to.
Okay. If it cannot detect what?
The category of rain.
Precipitation.
Category. If it can determine the category, true. If it cannot, then false. Let's see if it can or not. What's a keyword?
Rain or precipitation.
No.
Hydrophones or
Hydrophones.
Hydrophones technology would be a good keyword. Okay. Okay. Please do not look for any synonyms. Just look for hydrophones. If you find hydrophones, tell me. C paragraph. We start with middle of the B. C paragraph. Is there hydrophones here?
no, sir.
No.
Okay.
No, sir.
No. Indeed.
No.
paragraph.
E paragraph. Which line? Yes, hydrophones. Right.
Paragraph 5.
Okay. Does it talk about precipitation or no?
No.
No category of precipitation. Okay. I'll be honest with you. In the exam, I would have come back and marked the answer as not given, but the answer is true because the answer is not in E. It goes back to G paragraph, H paragraph, and it's such a difficult question because you read here and you leave it, but then they have again mentioned hydrophone again. So I would have fallen for this also. I'll be honest with you. I have never seen like this that the first 2-3 questions are in the first 2 paragraph and then the last question is in the last paragraph. It doesn't happen very often, but it's happening right now. So we can't help it. So do it here. Please tell me what's the answer. We have hydrophones here as well.
True.
Yes. Which line?
Fifth line.
Last third line.
Neptune has used hydrophones to listen.
But also rainfall type.
Yes. The perfect line is also the rainfall type. Rainfall type will be category of precipitation. So it can use, you can measure it not only the rainfall rate, but also the rainfall type. When they are saying this, it's the same thing as precipitation. So the answer would be true. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Let's come to these ones. Which paragraph contain the following information? I do these questions at the end of the passage because they consume a lot of time. So I'm going to leave them now and we are going to come back to them. Now we are coming here. Who of the following is dedicated to the research of rate of sound? Can someone tell me the meaning of dedicated? Preeti?
Dedicated means
Related?
No.
Means
Associated.
No.
you put
time
all
consume, a lot of time demanding
समर्पित
work
करना.
maybe.
Associated.
Not
समर्पित.
necessary. The other meaning.
You put all your effort and attention on something.
Yes. When you put all your efforts and focus on one thing, we say you're dedicated to that. Dedication means when you're putting in a lot of effort and dedication to something. And with this, I want to teach you another word that I really like. This word, it sounds strange, but this is the word, single-mindedness. Can someone tell me the meaning of this expression? Single-mindedness.
Focused.
When you are focused for only one goal.
Yes. So when you're focused on only one thing. So I use it positively. For example, he was successful because of his single-mindedness. Meaning he ignored everything. He ignored all the distractions in his life. So he was successful because of his single-mindedness towards cricket or towards whatever you want to say. So I like this word, and I use it sometimes in speaking. It comes across single-mindedness. He was successful because of, you have the cue cards, right? Talk about a successful businessman. So he ignored everything else in his life for 2-3 years of his whole life. He was single-mindedly devoted to his business and expansion of his business. So anywhere you're talking about somewhere success, please use it.
Right.
You can use this. Okay, so let's go. Who of the following is dedicated to the research of rate of sound? First of all, you're going to pick up a keyword. What's the keyword here?
Rate of sound.
Rate of sound. Okay, so let's find wherever they talked about rate of sound, and whichever person is dedicated to that research will be an answer. So see, these are easy questions. You don't have to read much, but I'll tell you, please match everything. There should be dedication. It should not just be research of rate of sound. It should be something like he worked so many years on this. So please find something related to dedicated also at the end. First, just find rate of sound. Okay. So I think we finished the last question in the last paragraph. So we have to go back to the first paragraph. Or you can go back to wherever authors are. Authors are in the second paragraph. So you can look at the second paragraph. Find rate of sound now.
B.
Which line?
Fourth line, the
Yes.
first mathematical theory of sound.
Fourth line, the first mathematical theory of sound propagation. But that's not rate of sound, right? Sound propagation is not rate of sound. So I want exactly rate of sound. Rate of sound. What does rate word mean?
Speed.
Speed.
Speed of sound.
Yes.
Speed of
Free,
sound
free
is
The very
Kelsey.
next line, it's
Free
given
Kelsey.
investigators were measuring the speed of sound.
Okay. Good. Now tell me who is the person who's dedicated to it.
Philosophy, naturalist, principal.
Name of the no, not here. That line ended here. So leave that line here. Now tell me, read this line. Who's the
Not
person
until 1826
Daniel
that Daniel Colladon, a Swiss psychiatrist, and Charles Stern, a French mathematician, accurately measured its speed in water.
Charleston.
So your answer would be Charles Sturm or Daniel Colleton. So both of them, because they accurately measured its speed in water. So they are the ones who are measuring the rate of sound in water. So let's find out if that is the answer, if that is one of the options given. We are not completely given dedicated, but it's still there. Charles Sturm is there for sure. Okay. And I don't think,
Leonardo da Vinci is also there.
is he talking about speed of sound also?
Oh, no. I think
Using a long tube to listen underwater, as Da Vinci had suggested. So he had just suggested. He was not doing it. Is it clear? Suggestion is not a person who does something. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So why it
Yes,
cannot
sir.
be
Yes, sir.
why it cannot be Da Vinci? I hope it's clear. The person who actually measured is actually Charles Sturm. It's not Da Vinci. Da Vinci had just suggested something. So the answer would be, I would say the answer is Charles Sturm. Is it clear, or anyone has a question?
So I have a question.
Sure.
So if the options contain Daniel Colladon and Charles Strum, like both,
Yes.
in two of the options, then which one would be the priority?
So that would be an impossible question, Reti. They won't ask you that. Otherwise, it would be impossible. Otherwise, you can mark both of them would be correct, but it would not happen.
So the dedicated word is missing here. Then how can we find it?
Okay, dedicated word is not here. So we'll do what? We'll cancel out the other options. Is it clear?
Okay, sir. We will use elimination method like maths.
Yes, we'll eliminate the other authors. We'll do that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, if we eliminate that's what I was going to do. So for example, I came here. So there are two authors here, John William Strutt and Baron Rayleigh. They are talking about the theory of sound, and but they're not talking about the speed of
The
sound.
rate of, yes,
Yes.
sir.
So I would leave this author. This is done. Then we have already done Da Vinci, why he cannot be the answer. He just made a suggestion. He's not the actual person who's measuring it, but he's not been
Okay,
doing
sir.
it. Okay. So,
Okay, sir.
and what's the last option left is Newton. Let's see where they've talked about Newton.
So B paragraph is open.
Which line? Yes. The first mathematical theory of sound propagation, but they don't talk about speed of sound here as well. So I would say this is the best answer. Is it clear?
Yes,
Is your
sir.
doubt clear? Refti, is your doubt clear? They would not give such an option. If it's given, no one can do it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, let's do the next one. Who explained the theory of light of sound wavelength is significant in water? What's the meaning of significant?
Important.
Good. So, what's our keyword?
Theory of
Light
light,
and wavelength.
sound wavelength, and important in water.
Yeah, theory of sound, light or sound wavelength. Let's find out, and then let's find out if he's saying it's important in water. Theory of light or sound wavelength.
I think we have already read this line. In
You read this line?
Paragraph, sir.
B paragraph? Which
Chief
line?
paragraph I saw.
Okay.
Theory of sound, second line.
Okay. And is he calling it important?
Nothing talking about important.
Read, and then answer.
Sir, it's important. Acoustics and optics that are critical to the theory of wave propagation influence.
Okay, theory of wave propagation. So first of all, he's the one who's talking about theory of sound. And he's also calling it in the fields of acoustic and optics that are critical to the theory of wave propagation. So it's not exactly important, but they are saying it's critical. Critical is actually important.
Lord Rayleigh.
Yeah, so I think the answer should be Lord Rayleigh. But they're not saying important in the way I wanted them to say it. Let me just read the question again. He's saying is important in water. Theory of light or sound wavelength is important in water.
It is written in next line.
Theory of wave propagation in fluids. Fluids can be a synonym for water, right? Yes. So it makes sense. So everything is matching. I don't want to overthink. I think the answer should be Lord Rayleigh. Is it clear?
But sir, can we consider making key discoveries of something equal to explanation? Because the question is asking who explained.
Key discoveries mean what? Important discoveries?
Key discovery, yeah, means
Yeah, right. We don't, no overthinking. If we say if it's key discoveries, they're saying this. Okay.
Yes,
If we try to match everything, we will not get the right answer.
yes.
Okay. It will never match. Is it clear? Key discoveries is describing something. Theory of wave propagation. We even found fluids for water. We found everything is matching, so we'll keep it here. Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. These are very easy. We should be done really quickly. According to Fox and colleagues, in what pattern does the change of finback whale call happens? Sorry, it's a type of whale. It's a type of whale.
Actually, fin is the part of fish, means the one they're using for swimming.
Yes.
So when it's in the back side, so it is fin back.
Yeah, finback is a type of whale where the fins are at the back. Okay, so finback whale, what's our keyword?
Sir, could you please explain
Fox
again
and colleagues. Fox and colleagues, yes.
about this
Yes.
question?
Okay, I'll explain the question. Finback, she asked me the meaning of fin. You want the answer for 23rd or 24th?
24th question.
24th. She just told the meaning of finback. Finback is a type of whale. So fin is
Understood.
a part of a fish. When it's at the back, we call them finback whales. Okay, so that's it. We have not done the question beyond this. We are just looking at the keywords now. One of the keywords is fox. And what's this word? Please pronounce it properly.
Colleague.
Colleague.
Colleagues.
Colleagues.
Colleagues. Okay. I call it colleagues. I don't know what's the actual pronunciation. We'll check it also. Fox and colleagues, colleagues, not colleagues, colleagues. And finback whale is also a good option because it's the name of something. So let's first find fox and colleagues and finback whales, wherever you find them. We were in C paragraph or D paragraph? We were in C. So let's start with D. If you find fox and colleagues, tell me.
No.
No. Okay. E paragraph?
No, sir.
No. F has.
Correct. Finback at home.
F. Okay.
Finback, mink,
F.
and humpback whales.
Fox and colleagues here. Then we also have finback whales. Okay. So now I've just found the location. I did nothing else. I'm not marking my answer. Now I'm going to read the question because the question was a long one. I don't know what they're asking. So let's go back and read what they're asking. Okay. According to these people, in what pattern does the change of finback whale calls happen? So when does it change? Basically, does it change in seasons, days, months, or years? So how does it change? When does it change? They're asking a pattern. So let's say, when does the call change happen? Change in calls. Calls is their sound. So let's find out. When does it happen? It's very simple.
During seasons?
Yeah,
Different seasons.
Yeah. I don't think it's even. This is not the level you'll be asked in the exam, I'll be honest. This was too easy to be asked in the exam. So
These are really easy type of question, right, sir?
these
Like
are,
in exam, there are a lot of tricky type of question.
yes.
Whatever I
Not
have
that
seen.
tricky. Not that tricky, but they will at least test your vocabulary. For example, they would put in a different word here instead of seasons. For example, they will say a change in winter and summer. Okay, instead of writing season, they'll make it a slightly difficult. They will not make it as straightforward as this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Moving to the next one. In which way does the sources technology inspect whales? Keyword.
Sources.
Very good. So that's the keyword. So let's find out where they have talked about it, then we'll come back. We were here. We
In
have
G paragraph.
yeah, here also and in G also. Okay, good. Now let's read the whole thing. Question again. In which way does the sources technology inspect whales? So they are asking the way. And let's look at the option. Track all kinds of whales, track bunches of whales, track only finback whale. So let's find out how they're tracking, in which way they're tracking. Then we'll try to match the option. Okay. We'll start here.
Using the sources section, scientists track using real-time whenever they can track not just one whale at a time, but many creatures. They're saying they are not tracking only one whale, but they are tracking many creatures
Many creatures
simultaneously
simultaneously
throughout the North Atlantic and Eastern North Pacific.
Okay. So they are not tracking, this technology is not just tracking one whale at a time, but multiple.
Yes.
So there's one option
Multiple,
that I
yeah.
know for sure, because one option said single whale. Let's see the options now. They can track not just one whale, but many whales together, many creatures together. Track all kinds of whales. I don't know if all is not written. So all can be doubtful because of all. If it was many, I would have written this. Track bunches of whales at the same time. Yes,
Bunches. It can be.
it
But
can
sir,
be.
there is creatures.
Yeah, so creatures can be multiple whales. Let's see.
Yes,
Track
sir.
only finback whale in the ocean, that for sure is false.
That
Because they can
was
track
not
multiple
fin
creatures.
well. Yes.
Okay. And the option?
Track whales by using multiple applications or devices.
Sciences or devices.
So let's see if they're using multiple appliances or devices. Otherwise, we'll mark the answer as B.
They also learn to distinguish whale calls, for example, fox and gully. Changes in the call of Finland. So they are not talk about any like in this paragraph, but in the next paragraph they talk about uh, instrumentals, but that was not also about like different appliance or different devices.
Yes. What's the meaning of instrumental here?
Devices.
No.
No,
Instrumental.
it's important, I think.
Yeah,
Yes. Instrumental has another meaning. Instrumental means important, very important.
important. Yes,
Okay. So it has proved important in obtaining information.
yes, sir.
But again, they're not
But they
talking.
are not talking about devices and the appliance.
Yes. Can you read this line? This line makes my answer clear.
For example, Fox and colleagues have detected changes in the calls of finback whales during different seasons. They are saying एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे फॉक्स एंड कलीग्स ने डिटेक्ट किया है, उन्होंने फाइंड किया है चेंजेस को finback whales के during different season and have found blue whales in different region. So now they are talking about particularly one type of whales like blue whales or
They have detected
fin
both, right? Finback
yeah,
also and blue whales also.
blue whale also. Yes.
So which answer could be the answer?
Many. Second one.
Yeah. Track
Yes.
bunches of whales at the
Bunches. Two bunches, like there are two bunches. The
at
first one is finback and the second one is blue whales.
yes. Okay. And let's also make sure at the same time, is at the same time given?
It is written simultaneously.
Simultaneously is written? Yes. But many
Simultaneously.
creatures simultaneously. Okay. That's it. Then the answer is, our answer is correct. I don't think we need
Yes,
to.
sir.
read further. Yes. Okay. Good. So see, it's a good idea to confirm your answer, because when the options are so similar, it's very easy to make a wrong option. So just read carefully. For example, here it was all. That's why it's false. Here only finback whale. We know the answer is false because they're also tracking which whales?
Blue
Blue
whales.
whales. So that is also wrong. They haven't talked about multiple devices, so that's not given in a way. Okay. What could scientists inspect via monitoring along a repeated route? So what could they inspect when they're monitoring along a repeated route or route? Let's see, what can they monitor? Keyword will be repeated route or route.
Yes,
So
sir.
we'll take it repeated route. Let's pick up that as a keyword. Okay, it's not in F. Check in G.
Not in G.
Not in G, sir.
Not in G. Here, repeating is here. Is it route also? By repeating measurements along the same path. Path is
Yes,
nothing
sir.
but a
Yes.
Root.
route.
Root.
Okay, so what are they tracking? Scientists could track changes in,
Temperature over months and years.
okay, track changes in temperature over months or years. So let's find out the right option. What's the answer?
Variation of temperature.
Variations of temperature.
Yes. Variation is another word for change. They are not
Yes.
talking about surface. They're not talking about
Surface,
deepest ocean floor.
deepest ocean floor, or fixed data of temperature.
Data.
Good. Okay. So now we have these questions left. Okay. All of you are going to read them and tell me if we have done something among the four.
Element effect, sound
Anything.
transmission in the ocean.
I know one answer for sure. And you also know it.
Sir,
Which one
18
is
का
that?
C 18 C sound transmission effect, propagation
Elements I don't remember. Elements effect.
of sound
Sir,
transmission.
Sir, 20, example of how
21st.
sound technology help people research ocean and creatures in it.
Do you remember this paragraph, Preeti?
How sound?
Yes.
Yes, sir. How sound technology help to produce
Creatures. Where did we read about creatures? Right now we just read
last
We
paragraph.
talk about,
F.
yeah, read
Sir,
about
F paragraph.
the whales one. Remember the whale paragraph?
Yes, sir.
F.
F. I think that's F. Yeah. So I think this will be the answer. So they're using sound technology to study creatures in it. So I don't think there's a doubt. I know about this. So Preeti, you said we did the first one. Okay,
Sound
right?
transmission.
Yeah, we have sound transmission, but the whole paragraph is about sound, right? Look at this, sound transmission, sound technology. The whole paragraph is about what?
Sound.
Sound. So that's not a good option, right? We didn't read about elements. So I cannot do that. Anything else we have done? Please tell me.
21, sound transmission and light. We read something related.
We compared, but the answer we got was they are not the same.
Similar.
Yeah, they are saying they are the same.
Similar.
So we did not read this also. Anything else we did?
Climate and ocean temperature.
Did we study or no?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay, no. But will it be easy to find?
Yeah, it has good keywords.
Yes. See, 18th and 21 do not have good keywords. Are you clear why? Because they have words like sound, which are repeated in every paragraph. So how will I find this? But 19th has two words which are not repeated that often. Global climate,
Climate and ocean
ocean.
temperature.
Temperature.
Yeah. So wherever we find a relationship between ocean climate and global temperature, we'll mark the answer. So we'll go from the back and we'll try to find it. We have climate here. Do we also
Climate change.
ocean temperature is also here or no?
Global climate.
Major climate change as well as the weather. Weather is there.
Yes. But is there ocean temperature also? I don't think there's temperature.
No, sorry, talked about
Ocean
El Nino.
temperature. Above paragraph.
Okay, above paragraph, there's temperature. They don't have temperature here. We have ocean temperature here. Do we have climate?
Global ocean temperature.
Do we have climate?
G paragraph.
G paragraph. We have
Yes, weather
temperature
and
here.
climate. Yeah, we have. Sir.
Now, yeah, where is the climate?
Second line.
Second line.
Especially before, especially.
Okay, here also. The ocean plays a
Between the
enormous role in determining the air temperature. That's there. Making ocean temperature measurements on a global scale, measurements that are key to here also. Obtaining information crucial to understanding of Earth's weather and climate. And then they're linking it with ocean temperature, I think. So they're talking about Earth's weather and climate and they're linking it with ocean temperature. So I think this should be the answer. Is it clear?
G.
Yes. Sir.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
And this was also easy, not tough. Okay, now we have two tough questions. I think they are going to be in the beginning because that's where we read about sound transmission and and that of light and elements affect sound transmission. Now just read the two questions really properly and tell me what do you expect to read in 21? What are you going to match? What are you going to look for?
Sound transmission.
No, not only sound.
Underwater.
What else?
Okay, similar to that.
What else?
Effects.
What else in 21? 21.
Sir,
Similarity.
Similarity
Similar.
Between what?
water and
Water and light.
Okay, so
Yes.
sound and light, similarity between sound and light underwater. Is it clear? So
Yes.
wherever we find something like similarity and water and light, water, sound and light, so we'll try to mark that answer. So let's look at it. Don't read everything. Try to find something like sound transmission underwater, similar, light. Let's look for look for like that. Say same as light, sound, water, similar, light. That's what you should be looking for. I'll go to the initial paragraphs and find it, try to find it there. I know it's not there in A. Okay, B. Sound and light. Here I read sound. I don't find light. I want light also nearby. Okay. Not here. We'll come to C paragraph. Sound and light.
The theory of sound is there.
Theory of sound is there. Yes.
optics.
Sir, optics is there, acoustics is there.
Okay. Are they similar? No. they're not
Wavelengths
similar.
of sunlight is there, not the
Wavelength
light.
of sunlight is there.
The D
Yes.
paragraph,
Which line?
third line.
Which one?
Wavelength of light.
Wavelengths of sunlight is there, no? In the last line.
I found it here. Wavelength of
Yes, I
sunlight is
also
here.
found it here.
Behavior of sound waves is there. And it also says a principle that also applies. Can we use this word for similar? A principle that
Yes.
also applies to
Yes,
behavior of sound waves in water. Is it clear?
Yes.
It's making sense here a little bit. Wavelength of sunlight. Then we have behavior of sound waves in water. And then it's saying the principle also applies to it. So basically it's saying there's a similarity here. So this can be an answer. Okay, we'll keep this as an answer. We'll go on forward looking. D. Let me just check E. E doesn't have light. F we have already done. E doesn't have light. So D is the last answer where you can find this. Comparison between sound and light. There's a problem here also. Tell me which line.
Fourth line. Sound absorb the distilled water.
No comparison. I want comparison between sound and light. Which line has a comparison between sound and light? You didn't find this line? Particles in seawater can reflect, scatter, and absorb certain frequencies of sound, just as certain wavelengths of light may be reflected. Just as means what? Is just as similar or no?
What is not right?
But certain question, I think, mentioned in any condition. So D is, I think, matching more.
D or C?
In D we have scatter absorbed by specific types of particles in the atmosphere, and then C also applies to the behavior of sound wave in water.
Okay. We have answers here. We'll bring the question here and we'll match. We have two options. We have to choose between C and D. This is the only tough question. Please properly try to mark the correct answer. Okay. So sound transmission underwater. I'm sorry, just hold on. Okay, now read and tell me where is the answer, C or D?
Sir, C.
Okay, C.
Yes.
I'm still reading.
Sir, I guess B.
Okay. What about others?
Not getting it.
Not getting it. Even I'm not getting it. So let's try to read and get it. Okay. Sound transmission underwater is similar. This part I found in both of these things. So here also we have to describe a sound wave. And the first to describe how small particles in atmosphere scatter certain wavelengths of sunlight, a principle that also applies to the behavior of sound waves in water. So both are there. Similarities in between sunlight and sound waves is there here also and here also. So it's in C and in D. Okay, now what's the difference to that of light in any condition? Is any condition written here or here? Wherever it's written, that should be an answer.
Sir,
Various
any
type of sorry.
sir, any in positive sentence means each. Means like in any condition, maybe is matching with the atmosphere.
Atmosphere? No, I would
Any
not.
condition, that means it's not matter where it is, right?
Yes.
If it makes sense in this way, so we can say that C should be correct because it's a mathematical equation.
Sir, number of
So-
factor influence how.
I want an answer from everyone. Aman, why C? Why not D? You have to explain your answer. Okay, Sarita, D.
I guess it's D, sir.
Why D, Tanvika?
Because in D, they explain seawater can reflect, scatter, and absorb. But in the sea, it didn't explain any particular condition.
Okay. Okay. Um, they didn't give any condition. Conditions are given here in D paragraph. That's why you're saying, and any condition is there. Reflect, scatter, and absorb. Reflected, scattered, and absorbed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which part has sound transmission? Is this part sound transmission or this part? Or are they both sound transmission? Traveling is sound transmission. Here also it's wave propagation. Sound wave as this.
But in C paragraph, it just applies to the behavior of the sound waves, not traveling, about traveling. I guess.
In D paragraph, it sound travels underwater.
And in A paragraph, it's just the behavior. It's not about traveling.
Yes, the traveling is very different from behavior.
Okay, so that can be one of the reasons we can make sense that way. Okay, I am not clear. I'll go with your logic and I'll also go with D. I think D paragraph is more about transmission than C paragraph. I really believe that. And the other reason, I'm doing a stupid reason, but I'll tell you what my thinking is. Here they've written sound transmission underwater before and light afterwards. In this paragraph also, it's water first and then light. And here it's the opposite. It's light first and then water. So I think this reading is made by a very simple, straightforward person because the other questions were like that. So I'm more inclined to go with this paragraph. So
So
that's not a
logically, you are saying we cannot consider any of that. Just considering sound transmission underwater, it could be easy to answer, right?
yeah, I'm making a guess too because I did not find the exact thing in both the paragraphs. Or maybe we are reading the wrong thing. The answer is not here. Maybe we have to read somewhere else. If we are doing that, then that's another big mistake that we are doing. Is there anywhere here they're talking about sound and light? No, nowhere here now, sound and light. So I would say let's mark
So,
D for now. Yes.
so in paragraph C is not mentioned about transmission, sound transmission. Do you believe in that?
It's not exactly sound. It's there. It's indirectly. It's transmission in both of them to be precise. If I think about it, but
So
it's
what's
more. This is more
what's
transmission. This seems like more transmission to me than this.
so what's the meaning of wave propagation in fluids?
Yeah, it's exactly transmission in a way. Yes.
Transmission is exactly transmission. The answer, the first, it generally, like even in any academic reading, I'm saying, like generally they talk about the rule, then they talk about applying that rule in different conditions. That is the same thing is happening here. First talk about the theory and mathematical equation and the first thing, like a basic thing or fundamental things. Then in the second paragraph, in the like a paragraph E, it mentioned that the like in different conditions, like in distilled water and some other things. That's why I feel like if you consider in any condition as like all type of conditions, so C can be the better option. This is my logic, I don't.
Okay. I can't justify the answer based on that because it's not a very soundproof logic. It's also conjecture at many places, like because they're both saying the same thing. In any condition is not written here. In any condition is not written here.
So what's the answer? What's the answer in the?
What's the answer? Can someone tell the answer at the back? Does anyone know the answer? Okay, I'll tell you the answer.
It's D.
D for Delhi? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we'll keep it like this, D for Delhi for now. Let's look at the last question and we'll think about it again. Okay, so last question. Elements affect sound transmission in the ocean. What do you understand by elements?
Factors.
Factors, yes. Elements affect sound transmission in the ocean. Elements can be factors or elements can be temperature, pressure, things like that. That is also elements. Let's look at it. I want the right word. Number of factors influence in this answer should be D. Do they talk about factors here? Other elements?
Yes, there is the last line. The effects of salinity, temperature, and pressure on the sound of speed of
Yes.
sound,
Yes, that's there.
yielding fascinating insights.
Yes, it's there. So further work on effects of salinity, temperature, and pressure on the speed of sound. So that's there. I want to check elements in other paragraph as well. So I want to check C once. Is there any elements here? No, I can't find any elements here. B paragraph. Elements. No elements, right? A paragraph, no. So for me, the answer should be E, number of factors. So you can take it like that. Is the answer D only for this? Let's see E. There are no factors, elements. I would say these are the elements. Salinity, temperature, pressure, these are elements. So I would mark the answer as D for Delhi for this also. Can the options be repeated?
Yes, if the instructions say so.
Yeah, you may use any letter more than one, so they can be repeated. So I'm repeating the answers. So for me, 2 answers will be D for Delhi. So can someone tell me the answer for 18th?
These.
D. Both are D? 18 and
Yes, sir.
21? Okay.
Yes.
Good. For now, we can think about, if you want to think about 21, I don't know. Let me ask some other people. I think it should be something else here. I don't know. I don't know what it has to be different in some way. Otherwise, it's given in both the paragraphs. Can't help it. Any other doubts, or is it clear, the reading? I know this question is confusing. We are not done with it, but any other doubts?
No.
No? Okay. Anything else?
Sir, we're supposed to check the pronunciation.
Yes. Which word?
Colleague.
Yes. I call it colleague. Not call. Co. Colleague. Colleague. CA.
Yes. I think it's colleague, but please just check it.
Okay. Let's check.
Colleague. Colleague.
Colleague. Yes, you're right. It's colleague. Okay.
Colleague.
Any other words that we were doubtful about? Not the pronunciation. Fascinated. Very interested in something. Grabs all your attention. Fascinated. Any other word we did? Single-minded, only thinking about one particular aim or goal because you're determined to achieve something. Single-minded. Okay.
So it can be both for education and business, right?
Yes, it can be anything. It can be work or study, both. Okay. Any other word? You know, I tell this to my students. You can clear IELTS if you single-mindedly focus on it. If you forget other things for some time, you'll do it. Single-mindedly focus on it. Okay. Any other word we did today? No. So I'll end it here. I'll ask that question from a few other people, but I think there's a problem with that question. It should be more clear. I think both the answers are suiting right now for me. Both of them are suiting. I just made a guess. I won't say that I knew it was going to be T. So we'll end it here. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Ma'am will start the class at 7:30.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So what's the time right now there?
It's 7:19, 10 minutes. Ma'am will start.
Okay, after 10 minutes.
Yes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else has a doubt? Okay, I'll end it here. See you all tomorrow.
See you.